Hey guys, Caleb here. I just am gonna come out and say that the Lord has blessed me, and I'm not talking about my dashing good looks here, although you could be mistaken for thinking that. I actually had an opportunity to talk with some Jehovah's Witness. I was taking a walk the other day, and I happened upon their stand, and it was really eye-opening, I think. Uh, I want to just point out a couple things before the audio actually starts. You're going to hear the audio of the conversation that we had. I want you to notice that I read from the New World Translation, which is the Jehovah's Witness translation of the Bible. And right out of the gate, when I brought up the passage in question, the guy attempted to say that the New World Translation said something different. And then when I quoted it verbatim, he switched tactics. It was very clearly a dishonest thing, and it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and it really rubbed me the wrong way when I was listening back to the audio afterwards. Um, so just be mindful that when you are engaging the Jehovah's Witness, they will try to lie to you to get you on their side. But I think this is an argument that should be used. I haven't heard it used. So please use it. Feel free to use it. And I think it would be very beneficial if everybody just kind of, did a very brief look into what Jehovah's Witnesses believe, why they are not Christians, why they're not saved, and why they need us to go out and preach the gospel to them. Please do so in love. Please do so in charity and kindness and respect, just as Christ would have and does and will continue to do through us. So please enjoy the audio of my conversation with a Jehovah's Witness.
How are you? You got a couple minutes for a conversation?
Sure.
Yeah, awesome. So I was actually reading through the New World Translation. I had a couple questions. So I guess I'll start this by, right, let's say I lie to you, right? I'm lying to a person, right? If I lie to God, I'm lying to a person, right? Can you lie to a power? Like, can you lie to energy?
He is a God of truth, so he always knows the truth.
Sure. So my question, I guess I was reading through, right, like I said, the New World Translation, and in Acts 5, Peter says, you have lied to the Holy Spirit. Now I know, obviously, JWs don't believe that the Holy Spirit is a person of the Trinity. How then can you lie to a power? How can you lie to the Holy Spirit in that case? Because that's just an extension of God's power.
Oh, that's a very good question. But if the Holy Spirit is... Are you talking about the...
Acts 5:3.
With Ananias and
Yes.
Sapphira. So, New World Translation, doesn't it word it differently? Playing false to the Holy Spirit?
So in verse 4 it says,
Has
"You
emboldened
apply
you-
not to men, but to God."
Right, to God.
To God.
Right.
Exactly. So then when in verse 3, he says, quote, "But Peter said, Ananias, why has Satan emboldened you to lie to the Holy Spirit?"
Okay, so you're saying-
And then if he says, you have not lied just to men, but to God, is he not then equating God with the Holy Spirit? And again, you can't lie to a power, right? I can't lie to electricity, right? It's an energy, it's a power. I can't lie to it. But you can to a person. So I guess I'm trying to square that circle.
It does emanate from God, and you know that God is an intelligent being.
Right. So then I guess, would you lie to God's mercy?
No, but you can play false, as what with your other translation mentions, right?
Right,
So it's
but that's
being
not what the New World
specifically
says.
You're talking to the Holy Spirit, but you lied before it. You're talking, right?
But that's
to
not what the New World says.
I know, but we can also say that about a lot of things. If you want to take everything exactly word for word, you can do that.
Sure, but to me it seems a very intentional word choice, especially by Peter, right? I mean, he very much equates the Holy Spirit with God, which understandably God's power is equated to God. However, you can't lie to that power, right? And if you're going to say, he just he lies to. I guess I don't understand how necessarily that works.
Well, if you think about what the Holy Spirit really is, okay, it's God's power, it's God's action, right? And so you want to work along with that by having godly qualities and acts that go along with God's intent and will and purpose, right? So lying, right, goes against God's will, intent,
Sure.
and purposes. So do you think that maybe he might have been speaking kind of in a figurative sense, and that they were going against the Spirit?
I don't
of God?
believe you would find that in the text.
So what is your purpose for the question? Are you trying to convince us that
I'm just curious, honestly. I'm just curious on what's
the Bible makes it very clear that God's name is Jehovah, Psalms 83:18.
Sure, it would be
The Son of God is Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit is God's active force. And what he uses to say, uses his Holy Spirit to move men to write the Bible.
Sure.
So, if the Holy Spirit is moving people to come and contribute as they were in that account in Acts, Ananias and Sapphira hid some of what they got from selling the field, right?
Right.
But said to the apostles, we're giving you
Yes.
everything from the field.
Yeah.
They're playing false or lying to the Holy Spirit, which is moving Christians
But-
to contribute.
Right, but again, you can't play even just playing false. You can't play false to something that's not a person, right? I can't play false to that door. That doesn't make any sense, right? Because that door does
Maybe
not
you
have a
can
will.
if you
That
walk
word,
into it.
sure, right? But even in that sense, I wouldn't be playing false to it, right? That would just be me being a klutz, and so in that sense, I guess you really can't. You can't just play
So,
false
are
to
you
a person.
Are you going to
Or
be
to
able
not a
to
person.
reconcile it? Or
I don't know. That's why I came to ask.
well, we explained it. I think, you know.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you stopping.
Thank
and
you.
Nice to
asking
meet you.
questions.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Enjoy the sun.
Yes.
If you'd like to hear more of this kind of stuff, feel free to let us know in the comments. We can certainly look into finding a few other religious groups in our community. I know of a mosque that we could go to that might be worth looking into. But yeah, just let us know if you guys are interested and you want to hear more of this kind of stuff. Thanks so much, and Lord willing, see you in the next one.